Now, it is an absolute honor to introduce today's esteemed resource person, Dr. Surjodev Chakraborty, a distinguished expert in the field of geoinformatics, remote sensing, and GIS application. Dr. Chakraborty is currently serving as a senior analyst at the University of Dubai, where he joined the MBRSC lab in December 2024. With over a decade of experience in geospatial technology, he brings a wealth of knowledge across multiple sectors, making significant contribution to spatial science and technological advancements. Prior to his current role, Dr. Chakraborty dedicated over 7 years to S3 India as a senior analyst, specializing in ArcGIS products, deep learning, machine learning, and PostgreSQL database management. His expertise played a key role in training and operational support for ArcGIS Pro, Online, Server, and NV SARSKit. Beyond S3 India, he has held prestigious positions including Senior Scientific Officer at ICRI SAT and Project Scientist at ISRO. Notably at ISRO, he was an integral part of the Chaman project, coordinated horticulture assessment and management using geoinformatics, contributing to the advancement in agricultural and environmental application of GIS. With his extensive background spanning research, technical training, and spatial analysis, Dr. Chakraborty continues to shape the future of the geospatial technology and remote sensing. It is truly a privilege to have him with us today, and we extend our warmest regards as we look forward to gain invaluable insights from his expertise. Let's give a warm welcome to Dr. Chakraborty. Sir, welcome.
Thank you. Thank you very much for such a wonderful introduction. So I'm just going to share the screen. Just let me confirm once you can able to see my screen or not. So welcome everyone for this particular lecture session. Okay. So it is basically we will try to focus over the internship opportunity, okay, and the career focus on the geoinformatics. Okay. So before I just start, I just want to tell few things about this. Like this field, if you want to interested to build your career, okay, so the main important things which you have to do, that is the one is the regular upgradations of your technical knowledge. Okay, another one is always you should be focused on the latest technology, what it will be adopting in this particular industry. Okay, why I'm telling this first, like whatever you are studying, okay, so that syllabus may be 2 years or 3 years old syllabus. Okay, and as I told you, like suppose when you join the MSc program, so the skill set will be something different. Okay, so when you are finishing the MSc program, the skill set will be something different which industry is actually required. Okay, so that is the reason. So before your ending of your project, you should be upgrade yourself. Okay, whatever the latest technology which is going on. So if you are familiar with those technological knowledges, okay, so then it will be easier for you to crack the internships, not only in the internships, the jobs also. So that is what I will going to highlight in this particular today's session. Okay, so let's without wasting much time, we just going to start the main part which I am going to discuss. So as you already seen, like I'm working with a different organizations. Okay, so which will give you a good idea about what kind of organization is best. See, if you he mentioned like there's a different place I worked. Okay, so it's starting from industry to international NGO, the space agencies, okay, and so many companies. Okay, so that is how my career I built up. So in that I get understanding about all the different areas they required different types of skill sets and knowledge, which will be very useful if you want to build a career in these all organizations. Okay, so I will start with first the overview. Like I hope that you all are student of maybe the geoinformatics, maybe the MTech remote sensing, maybe the geography, MSc geography with a diploma with the remote sensing and GIS. Okay, so that if you have, okay, so then you are actually ready for this particular industry. Okay, so we can consider these are the, you can say, the specialized branch. Okay, but when you come to this field, your competitions is with all the branches, like all the BTech peoples, just like from civil engineers, then you can say the some cases there is electronics engineers also, they are also coming to you. Okay, and there is some other branches of science like botany. Okay, also there are biological, so many branches, so those are also your competitor, like agriculture people. Okay, so who are doing the agriculture MSc, so those people also coming in your area, because this area is very vast. Okay, so and you required a specific skills which you have to develop within this vast area. Okay, so then your focus will be more on a particular part of this technology which you can adopt, and you can make yourself specialized on that in choosing your internships. Okay, and in choosing your jobs also. Just as you've seen this geographic informations, we see some part we have the GIS, we have the remote sensing, then spatial data collection. Okay, and the visualizations of the data procedure. So all are three different parts. Okay, so maybe you feel this is all are combining, we are working with the combining, obviously we are working on the combining. Okay, it's not, we can't separate out, but if you see the specializations or industry specific, if you are going for the applications, see, suppose there is some industry which is based on, which is specifically working on the GIS data set, GIS data preparation, GIS development. Okay, so that is there. Another team of industry nowadays it was came out, so when we are actually passing out, that time only the space agencies dealing with the remote sensing data, but now the scenario is changed, so you have a lot of big horizons which you can explore in the remote sensing. Lot of startups, okay, they build their own satellites, they are doing their data processing, so you have a very good opportunity in the remote sensing areas. Okay, and there is another area which has come out, that is the spatial analysis. As I told you, like it is a part of data science and data analytics part. Okay, so how you model your data, how will solve the spatial problems, so that is another skill set. Okay, so which more you work on this area, so your knowledge will be developed on this particular field. Okay, so the few specific organizations they are working on the spatial modeling. Okay, then some specific organization they are only focusing over the surveying. Okay, so field data collections. Okay, so we will going to discuss all this part. Okay, this is just a geoinformatics overview, means when we are talk about geoinformatics, so all these things are coming out. Like in data science you require a good knowledge of the programming skill set also. Okay, so this is what the basics overview in when you are searching your career in geoinformatics, so you can consider all this. It is a very specialized area, but as I told you, like the people who are from agriculture, environment, okay, so the other science branches, geology, so they are also welcome. Okay, in this, only thing is they should have this particular required skill in GIS, so that much is enough. Okay, so that is what some contradictory, like people are saying like your geoinformatics is just like a tool, but it's not like a tool. Okay, it's required a very strong knowledge when you have MSc geoinformatics. So the people who are taking interview, they will think like that you should be you should have all this knowledge, but the problem is there is a gap. What you learn in the your institute and when you come out to the industry, there is a gap. So it is not a problem for your university, I'm telling. Okay, or the syllabus, I'm telling, because this pattern of this particular subject is always changing in every 6 months. So whatever you learn in your institute, it's fine, but now you have to understand this gap between the industrial need and your what you learned, and you have to focus at least 3 months on your career to upgrade this technology. Okay, so then it will be easier for the last 3 months to crack your internships and jobs. So this is what it is actually. Okay, so now if you see this importance of remote sensing and spatial data, I just divided in a three part. Like people are focused on the GIS, people are focused on the remote sensing data processing, and people are want to interested be spatial modeling, okay, or spatial data a problem, or data scientist, or you can say the data analytics, okay, so or analyst, okay, you want to be analyst. So this is a part of the spatial data part. Okay, so this is a three different concept which is coming up. Okay, now we move to the next part. Okay, so if you see the scopes, okay, so there is a scope of geoinformatics, which is we have options for mapping and visualizations and creating a detailed map of the various applications, like use the transportations and environmental monitorings. Okay, so this is just to give you the focus on, like, see, one is the technological difference which I showed you in my last slides. Like if you see, one is the remote sensing, one is the GIS, one is the spatial modeling, one is the field data collection. So these are the technological difference, okay, of a different industry. They are working on this different parts. Okay, now within that there is a specifically subject orientations wise application, or you can say the applications wise it will be different. Okay, just application wise means, see, here is, suppose there is one example, two example I given here. One is basically your suppose smart city and urban planning, okay, or some cases it will be agriculture and forest applications. Okay, so means what I'm saying, see, this is basically not only this two, this is just to give you the idea, like these are the two different branch. Suppose some industry they are focusing mostly on the urban planning, okay, some industry they are mostly focused on the agriculture monitoring. There is so many startups nowadays. Okay, just if I give you one or two name, like there is a Satsior is there, who is an agricultural startup. Okay, there is so many other startups, like RMS is there, RMSI is there. So they are also working on the agriculture applications areas. So if you want to focus those industries, then you require a strong understanding of the agriculture applications. Okay, so in this suppose the agriculture, urban, forest, so these are basically the applications areas, okay, where you are going to apply your knowledge over the GIS, over the remote sensing, over the field data collections. So that is also different branches is there within this particular industrial level. Okay, so this is, so just like this two which I give an example here, so how many branches is there? So let's go to the next slides to get better understanding on that. Okay, so these are the areas. Okay, so if you see, these are the basically the areas which I have. Like first is the agriculture. Okay, so like as a specialist of last 15 or 17 years I am working in this particular field. Okay, so I am working with the different areas. Okay, just like when I start my career in ISRO, okay, as a project scientist, so there I am basically working on the agriculture applications. Okay, so there is two things, like agriculture and water resource. Okay, these are the two area which I start working. Like I am basically working for watershed development program. Okay, so when I start with ISRO, the first project which I did, there is Sujala watershed development program. So there we required more knowledge on the hydrological applications, okay, hydrological modeling, okay, then feature extraction, drainage extractions, okay, so many things which is required, understanding about those hydrological applications, how we will going to utilize for a proper watershed management planning. So that understanding also we require. So that is a combine of many other branches. Okay, so that is like social science is also there, economics is also there. So that also we are learning when we are starting in a project. So when you start working in a project, so you can learn with the many other things. Okay, so that is the another thing. Like, so that why I'm telling these things. Okay, so when this time when you are start selecting for the internships, you should something on your head. So like which area you are going to select. Okay, like whatever I mentioned, like agriculture, water resource, disaster. Okay, so this is, I just give you example with the water resource. Like similarly when I go with MNCFC, like Manavich Crop Forecasting Center, it is another part of the ISRO earlier. So there also I worked with the agriculture monitoring. Like there is agriculture also, there is so many different branches, like horticulture planning and mapping is there, there is agriculture mapping is there. Okay, so agriculture mappings, there is a crop type mapping is there, there is suppose irrigation mapping is there, there is soil moisture monitoring is there. So many different things are there. So that all are actually specialized area. Okay, so many companies, they are working in some that specialized area. Few companies, they are only working on the soil moisture program. Okay, so maybe there you require a more skill on that. Okay, there is the another branch which is very much nowadays work opportunities over there is a disaster management. Okay, like if you see in our India, we have a lot of different types of disaster. Okay, just like flood is every year it is happening. Then drought every year it is happening. Okay, so then there is a forest fire, there is a landslide. Okay, so there is so many different types of earthquake is also there, so many different types of disaster is be there. So like lot of organizations like NRDMS is there, National Disaster Management System organization. Then under ISRO we have disaster management center. Okay, like there is so many private organizations, they have the disaster management team, just like ISRI we have a disaster management team. So that is another area which we have a lot of opportunity to work, or lot of opportunity for your internships works also. Okay, so this concept which give you the idea about what particular area you will select for your internship specializations. Okay, so don't jump like you don't have any knowledge of specific thing. Okay, and you just simply your organization will simply send it to you, and those people are giving you the work. So that is like, it is a kind of a negative impact of you. Okay, or if you are very specific, like I will going to work on this or this field or this field. Okay, and you know what the area you want to focus, so then you can directly contact to those organizations and you can directly approach, say this is the area which I am very much interested, which I can work. Okay, so that also another way to approach the organizations, and people will appreciate you if you have idea about the which area you are going to focus, and which area which particular research you are actually taking up. Okay, for your internship work, it's not like for research also, it's like a some actually there is a different place, there is different organizations, they will give you the different way to do the internship work. Some startups and companies, they may give their work in their live project work experience to you, and that is a simple one part. You may know don't know have idea of what the full project is going on, so separately you have to do by your project also. So if you are very clear with your projects, okay, like your all these topics which you are going to work, okay, so then separately you can do that particular work in terms of the internships also. Okay, actually you have to do that some cases. Okay, some cases. So that is the area which I discuss here, like we in industry, these are the areas like agriculture, water resource, disaster, utility, urban. Okay, so these are the area which there is so much focused over in industry nowadays. Okay, industry is focused on this particular part, and people who are interested in research internships, so they can explore with the geoscience, atmospheric science, planetary science, okay, and oceans. Forest, it's belong from the both. Some cases, some industry, they are more focused on the forest, like so many big projects is going on, like biomass, then carbon sequestrations. Okay, so those are projects, are industrial projects. So many companies, industries will be there who are working on this particular area in the forest. Okay, so we can consider this in a part of the industrial needs. Okay, but this ocean applications, and then planetary science, okay, and then atmospheric science and geoscience. So this is a totally research oriented. Okay, but some weather forecasting or weather modeling. Okay, so some companies also there. Okay, so they want some specialized on this particular area also. Okay, but there is a limited areas. Most of the area you will found over this. Okay, first 5, 1 2 3 4 5, and some cases is 6. Okay, so these are the 6 areas you will get a lot of internship opportunities. Okay, now what happened? Okay, now this is the some key technologies, like as we what we discussed, that is basically the applications area. And now here the area of your specialized branch, that also you have to decide. Okay, just like which area you are going to focus. Just like I am giving my example, like I am very much clear I will going to work on the remote sensing. Okay, so I selected my branch as a remote sensing. So still now in my career I am pursuing with that particular area. So that doesn't mean that I didn't work with the GIS. I didn't work with the, see, all this technology you have to use combinedly, you have to use. Okay, why I am telling this, these are the key technologies, means you can say this, the understanding you required when you are applying for internship or jobs or whatever it is thing. So you should be people should understand, like, you have a quite good understanding and knowledge over all these four branches. Okay, like GIS, remote sensing, GPS and LiDAR, we are basically, I given it separately, but this is basically the surveying technique. Okay, the surveying techniques which you should have a proper idea. Okay, and then the spatial analysis and modeling. Okay, that means these are the mapping technique, these are basically data collection techniques. So these are also the data collection techniques, and this is the spatial modeling technique. So you see, in the spatial data analysis, most focused over the statistical computational technology we required. Okay, method of the raster vector analysis, interpolation techniques. Okay, and the applications, like different type of applications, like the crime epidemiology, the climate change analysis. Okay, you see, there is a COVID, this COVID time, we are actually doing the epidemiology study. Okay, like which area the COVID is actually growing. Okay, accordingly we create a dashboard. So what area, how much patients. Okay, so and how much, if this much patients is there, so how many hospitals is there in that particular location, which is near to the 1 kilometer from the epicenter. So those kind of analysis you can able to do using the spatial analysis and modeling. So that skill set is required for this. And if you want to focus on the remote sensing, suppose data processing, you should have a very good understanding about the data processing, different types of satellite data. Okay, different types of satellite data, like hyperspectral, microwave, SAR, LiDAR. Okay, and then thermal. Okay, so all different types of data processing, then multi-temporal data, multi-dimensional data. Okay, so many things are there, and the application area is a huge, like we have the environmental monitoring, land use classification, disaster. So all these areas you require a very specific understanding. When you focus over the GIS, so obviously we required more on the software skill. Okay, so how we are going to do work over the ArcGIS or QGIS or GraphGIS, or you have any kind of Python if you know better. Okay, so or you can go with the Google. So all this type of skill sets which is required. I make a separate slides over the skill, means software skill, whatever it is required. I will show you later. But this is give you the idea about the key technologies, the areas. Okay, once you select some particular key technology, this I will be a specialized. Okay, just like I am specialized on the remote sensing. Okay, so I worked on the GIS also, but I love more on remote sensing, and I make myself you can say the label on myself as a remote sensing data specialist. Okay, so that is my, or you can say remote sensing data scientist. So that is what I am working presently. Okay, so this is the area. Somehow, means when you align with some company, when you start your first job with some company, okay, so what the area they are actually specialized, so your career growth will be something go like in that particular directions. Okay, but good thing is, if you are MSc Geoinformatics degree, so you can move with any branches. Okay, so but the internships, they are actually taking you interview, so they will see that you have which particular skill they want, you have that knowledge or not. Okay, so usually we take interview like that. Okay, now that in general I am telling, that is okay, so that is I am saying, okay, remote sensing, data processing, what we know, and everything, everybody is know nowadays all those technologies. Okay, now if you just say that I know the GIS, I know the ArcGIS, I know how to do the digitization, how to do processing, how to download the satellite image, it's not like that. Some area now is in demand. Okay, and these are the areas. If you want industrial internships, okay, so even the research internships also, whoever working presently, they are focused on this. Okay, just like I am working presently, whatever organization I'm working, so we are focused on the AI, machine learning, deep learning models. Okay, so how we are going to apply over our remote sensing data analysis. Okay, for disaster, how we're going to do, for forest application, how we're going to create the AI models. Okay, so that's what you have required as skill. Okay, so when you are thinking for internships, so you should focus on these 5 skills. or 6 skills, whatever I mentioned. So if you worked something on this particular skill, there is a chances for you to get a job at a very good organization. Okay, but the thing is, all this technology which I am talking about is not available for all the industries. Like small, if you go in a small company, so they don't have, suppose, this particular area. Okay, they may not don't have them particular area. They all this which I mentioned here, they are not working on those areas. They are doing simple digitization projects. Suppose one of my students was working a simple digitization project. So if you do those kind of internships, like usually organizations send to you in some company, and they are working on suppose cadastral mapping, and they will give you the work to digitize the cadastral maps. So daily how much you can do the digitization. There's nothing, no skill set is actually growing. It's like they will give you a experience certificate, like you are worked in a industry, that's much, that's all. But if you really want to work on this area, so first your work should be identifying those companies who are working on this in GIS, who are working on this. And then you have to build up your skill. Like if you do the AI, suppose AI, machine learning, deep learning, whatever it will be. Okay, so suppose I am not a programmer. So I am using the AI, deep learning, machine learning, using the ArcGIS Pro, NV. Okay, so all these particular softwares, so whatever is my knowledge, I shine my knowledge over that particular area. So how to apply the machine learning, okay, for segmentations, okay, using the ArcGIS Pro. So that's area. How to use the deep learning DLPK package files, which will be available in the ArcGIS, suppose in Living Atlas. Using that, how we'll do the classification, how do the feature extraction. So that area I focus. But suppose if you are a programmer, so you can create a label, like whatever the labels will be there, how can I will create a label to convert, identifying the target object very easily for a large area. So that is the area of artificial intelligence which now working presently. I have a separate lecture, you can go in my YouTube channel, so that will be there in some last week I given this lecture to the Symbiosis University, Pune. So there I focused more my talk over the AI, machine learning and deep learning, how those areas are emerging. Okay, and what are the area of the deep learning, machine learning you have to focus. There's a lot of different areas are there in the AI also, like under the GIS, Earth observations. Like one is the data processing area, where AI is more focusing over the enhancing the quality of the data, just like super resolution and all those things. Another area is a prediction model, like we have the multidimensional data and how the temperature trend will go in another 20 years. Okay, so that is kind of a prediction model which we are doing. So these are the 5-6 areas are there where the AI which is going to apply. Okay, then is a big data. As we see, this is big data and cloud GIS. So what is this? This is see, nowadays there is a huge amount of data sets are coming. It's for in terms of remote sensing. Okay, so we have the huge amount of data in the cloud. Okay, so in the cloud, how we're going to access the data? Okay, like suppose I will tell you, like download the 40 years Landsat and create a surface temperature curve, to trend curve you create over the Kolkata on this particular location. So 40 years data downloading, it is a very difficult task. So if your data is already there in a cloud, I can do this analysis within a second. Just like Google Earth Engine, you just simply write up a code and you can do it. In case of E3, you have a lot of like Landsat Explorer is there, Sentinel Explorer is there. So there, without downloading the data, I can directly do work in the web only. So that is the advantage of the cloud data processing. How will you have a knowledge in a cloud data? And then there is a concept of big data analysis. Like there is so many data which is coming in a real time. So real time data, how we're going to? There is a huge amount of data is coming every minute or seconds. So how to analyze those data and create some, suppose, web apps or dashboards. Okay, so those concepts is very important. Like for that, there is another example like IoT. IoT is just like suppose I am working with IoT based precision agriculture technology. So precision agriculture, we are monitoring the soil moisture. So we fit a different kind of sensor every 10 centimeter of the soil, and we are measuring that, and we do the analysis of the soil moisture every 3 hourly. Okay, so that is a kind of IoT, means the instrument based data which you are accessing and how we're going to do the analysis of those. So that is the another area which is nowadays so many focusing. Now there is a drone base. I will just show you all these areas, okay? Just in general idea I'm going to give. Within this, the few areas which I worked, I will going to tell you, okay, in more detail. But this is the only areas which is emerging. This drone based area, drone and satellite, advanced remote sensing technique. Like one is the drone, one is the satellites. This is two concepts. Like either you have a experience in the drone data processing, or you have maybe have the understanding of the satellite data. In satellite data, more focused on the advanced, like hyperspectral data processing, microwave data processing, okay, thermal. So these are the core area data processing techniques. How you have a experience on that. So you will get a very good opportunity if you have this particular area experience. Okay, so then you have a chances to adopt in space sciences like me. So then you have options for drone data. So drone data sets is nowadays is a huge demand. So there is a two parts in the drone. One is the data collection part, another is data processing part. So few people are only working on data collection part, like they are basically the drone pilots. Okay, they are taking a drone pilot certificates and all. And so there is another part which is with pre-processing, like data after collection, then how we're going to pre-process, how we're going to create auto rectifications, and how we're going to create a different types of products from the drone data. So that is another area which is focused. Now there is another area is a geospatial AR. So geospatial AR is basically you are using the AR technology, okay, and like 3D AR technology, okay, with the geospatial applications. I have a specific example, just like this, okay, this road and how we're going to the pipelines will be there in the underground the roads. You can able to see that. Okay, so that is the another area. And there is a two more areas which is focused, that is called blockchain GIS. So blockchain GIS is ensured, that is basically the transparent and tamper-proof geospatial data, revolutionary for the land records, okay, for supply chain, disaster management, smart city planning. So many areas this particular area is on. So nobody actually heard about the blockchain GIS also in future, means presently. Okay, so these are the area which is emerging. If you are having the knowledge on this particular, so find out those startups who are actually working on these particular areas, so then it will be easier for you to grab the opportunity. So if you join with the startup, suppose I'm telling you, there is a lot of maybe you will not get sometimes the paid internships, okay, but if they will give you the good opportunity, if you go in a startups, they will get a good options to learn from the scratch. Okay, so they are very few startups, they are actually working very good in terms of India. We have a lot of opportunity in India with the startups, but obviously in Kolkata there is very less opportunity. You have to find out some organizations which is outside the Kolkata. Okay, and then there is another area which is spatiotemporal MI. Okay, so this is spatiotemporal MI is a branch of machine learning analysis for the both space and time with the data to detect the pattern, to understand the prediction, okay, and understanding the complex relationships between the data. So all this we usually called as spatiotemporal machine learning. Okay, so maybe it is not easier for a human to do manually, because huge amount of data you are processing and to try to understand the relationships, but a machine can do, AI can do. Okay, so that is what it is going on. So now, like, we have to adopt the AI technology, and we know how we will going to use this AI to do my data processing in a more faster way and do the analysis. That's what the industry need. Okay, so now let's start with the first with its cloud GIS. As I give you the one example, like we just let's see this particular video so that you can understand this. I don't know sound is coming or not, but just to see this.
Clouds like these and these.
This is just see this.
There's another
You can
kind
understand.
of cloud
I will tell you about it.
that's impacting your work and your life
Yeah.
at this very moment. Whether you've heard of it or not, it's used by millions of people, by 90 of the Fortune 100, dozens of U.S. federal agencies, scores of nonprofits, most national governments, and thousands of state and local agencies around the world. It's Esri's Geospatial Cloud. More than a network, it's a nervous system, connecting everyone who's making sense of what sensors are sensing, everywhere, every day. It's a geospatial infrastructure that helps you see things before they happen and manage things end to end. It helps answer big questions like when and what to deliver. Should you do this or that? How to plan? How to grow? Generating billions of maps a week, Esri's Geospatial Cloud helps you to see what others can't. Because when more than 80% of big data is about location, to be data intelligent, you must be geospatially intelligent. Let's see what others can't with the science of where.
Okay, so see, it is in general what it is actually showing. Like, see, suppose in ISRI, I'm giving you the example with the ISRI because I am working there earlier. So ISRI, we have created a very big data clouds. Okay, so as you've seen, there is a very multiple different types of industry. They required what? They required a data. Okay, so if my data sets will be there in the cloud, I did not need to think about where I will get the data. Whenever you start any project, the main first questions which will come to your mind, that is where I will going to collect the data to do my processing. Anytime, just suppose I went in a there is a Odisha, I went in a PWD department. Okay, so their road construction department, and they want to create to see that if there is a water level will increase this much, if rainfall will come this much, then what are the areas will be the water stacked. Okay, so for that immediately I want a data like there is a road network data. So I'm just go in a particular Living Atlas platforms, and I will directly access all the road data layers of that particular Odisha. Okay, and then I require the rainfall data. So immediately I can take the data sets from the NOAA cloud that is also available in ArcGIS Online Living Atlas platform. So I will collect that particular data of that particular area rainfall informations, and then we require the digital illusion data, so that is also there in the cloud. So I'm directly access the data. So earlier we need to download the separate, we need to collect the field. So now my data sets in the cloud means I can collect the data within a 5 minutes and then do the modeling, okay, to identifying those locations where there is a chances of the water stack. So this is what the importance of the data clouds. So you should have a knowledge before going the internships. You should have knowledge on what are the cloud, what is cloud, from where I can use this cloud data. So all this knowledge you should have, so then the industry when you go, so they will think that okay, you have that certain knowledge on this particular field. Okay, so your chances of getting the internships is more higher in that particular area. Next important thing is multi-sensor data processing techniques. As I already mentioned, like if you are focused over some space, and suppose you want to go internships in the ISRO, okay, or DRDO or something, okay, so they are more focused on how much advanced data processing skill you have. Like if you see nowadays we have the microwave data processing is required. We required to understand our multi-dimensional data processing, how to do that you have to get an understanding. Then that means time series data, or some cases the deep learning model, how we're going to apply it over the satellite image and extract the informations, or some cases raster analytics and the modeling techniques, okay, like to do the raster data processing. So these are the specific skills which you have required for the some space organizations if you are focusing. Then this is the geospatial AR technology. So what it is, okay, let's show you so that you can understand this very easily. Okay, so this is what you see, these are the pipelines. Okay, so under the roads, wherever the pipelines will be there. Okay, so if you want to see those things, okay, so suppose you will put a like 3D glasses in your eyes, and very easily you can see the road where the pipelines are there. So that is the combinations of AR technology with the geospatial domain. Okay, so few industry they are working on this particular place. Okay, so similarly now there is another area that's called drone. Okay, so what is this drone? So drone, you see, we call this a unmanned aerial vehicles. Okay, so why we can go with the drone? Why not we can go with the satellite data? Why we come to the drone? Okay, so there is some benefits when we come to the drone. Okay, what are the benefits? Suppose the means in a satellite image, our main problem is the cloud. Okay, so some time when we are going to purchase some data from the satellite agencies, I know that you people may not heard about how to buy a data. So there is a two things. Okay, one is the downloading the free data sets, whatever it will be. Okay, another one is when you are applying to buy the data. So that is a different techniques. So that also you have to learn. Like in when you are studying, you may don't have this experience, okay, because you are not purchasing any data. But when we are studying in IARS, okay, Indian Institute of Remote Sensing, there basically we have the government give us money to buy the satellite images. So we are purchasing, we are ordering the data, at least in the ISRO only. Within the ISRO, we are buying the data sets. Okay, so we know the process, like how to buy the data. So when you join industry, so this knowledge is very important, like how we will going to buy and order the data sets, because this is a very critical thing. One size, one scene, okay, so it should cover your proper area, and one scene cost is very much according to square kilometer, the price will be there. So if you are wrongly placed some order, so your job will be gone. So that will be very risky thing. So you have to understand this skill. That is the problem of the satellite. In some cases it will be cloud, but in drone I have my own you can say wish. When there is a clear sky, okay, so then only I will can take the data set. That is the most advantage in a drone. Second advantage is drone data sets is a very high resolution, okay, like 30 centimeter, 10 centimeter data, 1 centimeter data also we are getting. Okay, the satellite we are getting maximum resolution is 25 centimeter, we can't go below that. Okay, so that is the highest spatial resolution. These are the some advantages we have in a drone. So that doesn't mean that drone is the best. No, satellite data is best, sometimes it is best, because when you cover in the larger area you require the satellite images. Okay, so because if you fly the drone, your cost will be high. So this is the concepts, okay, so which you understand when you are applying for the industrial applications. Okay, now there is a different types of drones. Okay, some industries they will give you the training for the drone flying also. In time of internships also people are giving. Okay, like there is a different types of drones. Okay, like it is not like that DJI drone I am flying and capturing the information and showing you the picture. Okay, hi, I am showing you hand. So that is not no industrial use of those things. Okay, the industrial drones is something like this, like real-time control, accurate monitoring, cost effectiveness, high accuracy, which is providing you. There's a 3 types of drones will be there: fixed wing drones, fault drones, and the multi-rotator drones. And in these drones we are going to install the different types of sensors. So usually what you see in a DJI drone, that is just you can say the picture. So in the picture you can just to do the digitization, that's all. Without that we can't do anything. But in the specific applications, just like we are working on so many different type of forest disease identification, we are working agricultural plot where the disease is there. Okay, so that we are identifying. So I am working some projects on that. So in that we are using this type of cameras, like visual camera, thermal camera, multispectral. So visual camera is normal camera, you will not get any spectral information, but there is a multispectral camera. Okay, but the problem is somebody is giving a visual camera capture, so that is also coming in a 3 band, blue, green, red. In a multispectral we will get also blue, green, red. Okay, and infrared also, near infrared also. But that blue, green, red is different, like we will get the spectral information from the multispectral sensors. Okay, so we can do the disease identification, NDVI calculations, all these things we can do with the multispectral scanner. But normal visual camera we can't do these things. Okay, so that is the kind of understanding you require when you are doing the drone survey, drone flying, and drone data processing. So all this data, okay, that capturing technique is different. Then when you capture, then the data pre-processing is different. Like in drone there is a 3 different types. So like one is orthomosaics you have to create. Some cases you have to create DEM and DSM generation. So this is the in general products. And there is some specific area, like when we are using the multispectral drones to identifying the disease. Sometimes we are using the hyperspectral drones to identifying the disease in a more better way, or the any kind of crop stress. Okay, we are doing the analysis. Okay, then you can say building materials identifications. So that there is using. Okay, so these are the areas which you have to focus. Some cases we are using this kind of payloads, like the spraying things. Okay, like we in project in IAR I went, so in their labs they have all these different types of sensors, and then they are identifying the area which is under stress. There is another drone which is communicated to the another drone, and that drone will fly and spray only in that particular area. So that kind of projects which is going on, and many startups. Okay, there is a drone startups companies will be there. You can make it as a list and you can apply if you are interested, more focused on your build your career in a drone. So you can go internships of those companies. Okay, So there is another latest technology which has come out in this drone, that is called cloud-based data processing. So this drone is very automatically it is actually doing. This is called side scan. It's ArcGIS products. Okay, so in this particular products you can able to control the drone also in that particular software. So what are the area I need? I just make it as a polygon like that, and it will adjust it according to the height shapes. Okay, you see there is a surface according to the height. It will adjust everything. Okay, and then if you want to start flying, okay, so you have to check all the things like battery and all those things are fine. So this is basically the path where the drone will fly. So this we have to design, then we have to save the flight plan. Okay, so this is, I'm just giving you the idea like what you usually do the drone data processing. Okay, so this is what is actually required. Okay, this is based on cloud. Obviously this is based on cloud. It's a very costly technology. Okay, it's not very easy. Okay, so you will get in some small companies. Okay, so this is what you will get when we decided this. Okay, so then we can start the flight plan. Okay, so we just made the flight plan, and we will check all these things like inspections, battery check, weather check. Okay, so now all things it will do automatically. There is no manual interventions. So earlier we usually do in ArcGIS Pro also we can pre-process the drone data sets, but manually we have to create. But here it is done automatically. Nothing you need to do. Only thing is just to decide what area, and now the pre-processing and everything it will done by this particular software only. Okay, so by the work which is the more complex earlier, it is very easy with this type of technology. Okay, but getting this technology is very costly. Okay, but otherwise, see, this is how the data is actually capturing. You see, automatic data is capturing. So after that, this is the process. You see, there's a three process: planned and capture, process and manage the analysis. So sorry, this is white, I make mistakes. Okay, so this should be in black so that you can understand. Okay, there's a three steps process. One is the planned. This is what we are actually planning. Then we the process, like in process and manage, what are the products we want, just into tick down, that's all. And there is the disseminated and collaboration, like whatever the data you process, you can show it as a dashboard. Okay, or some kind of web app we are creating. Okay, so that is the another area and skill which is required, which is I forget to mention in that particular place. Maybe I will discuss it during the software understanding, so that time I will discuss it. So there is another area which is artificial intelligence and machine learning, so that we can understand like different machine learning models which is come up. Like this is the one example of the SAM. Okay, that is SAM is basically segmented augmented model. Okay, so and this is called text to SAM, means like I am just giving a small text, like here I am just typing the car, extract the car. So see all the cars, whatever it will be there, it will select it. So whenever I am typing the tree, so whatever the trees will be there, it will select it. But see, in car it was selected at a 90% accuracy, but in this particular tree it is coming 60% accuracy. So this is what the model adjustment is required in the artificial intelligence. Why I'm saying this? Because the people who you are already experienced with the AI application and machine learning applications with ArcGIS Pro or ArcGIS Online, okay, or you have coding knowledge to do the machine learning and artificial intelligence applications, so then it will be very easier for you to get the opportunity. Okay, because these are the areas which is actually we want. Okay, in industry or in the research organization, so whatever it will be. Now you see, this is the skill sets. Okay, so whatever I am telling you, that is the core area. Okay, the core area means what the present industry demand. Now this is what the skill set you require. Okay, like software skills, you just see that we require, we know the ArcGIS, everyone we know ArcGIS, but ArcGIS will going to retire in 2025. Okay, there is no use of the ArcGIS after that. So what you need to upgrade your skill, your skill should be in ArcGIS Pro. Okay, because every industry is there using the ArcGIS Pro. Okay, then ArcGIS Online, why it is required ArcGIS Online? To understanding about the WebGIS concept. Okay, so like actually you required the experience on the enterprise, but enterprise you will not get in your university level or college level. Okay, so only the industrial level you will get the enterprise knowledge. But if you have the knowledge of the ArcGIS Online, so it is the same kind of things. Like ArcGIS Online is a E3 cloud, and what you are going to use, that is basically your own portal. Okay, industry there is one portal, but very big infrastructure is required for this particular enterprise means to maintaining that. Okay, so there is so many things are coming, like you have to understand the networking, you have to understand the infrastructure of that particular network, and then the data processing. Okay, like few people are actually in architecture of this particular ArcGIS Enterprise. There is a solution architect. There is a field. So like if you join a E3 and there is a lot of kind of troubleshooting is coming out. That is another area people are doing the internships in under the E3. Okay, like there is a lot of troubleshoot is come when you are doing work with the enterprise. So how to solve those problems? Okay, so if you have a knowledge on that, so it will be easier, very easier to get chances in E3 or kind of things. Okay, but this kind of troubleshooting without joining E3 you can't learn those all things. So what are the area we can focus in the enterprise? That is, you can focus more on dashboard generations, then web app generations, okay, story map creations, okay, then field apps, how we're going to generate, how we're going to collect the data from the field, how to use the quick capture. Okay, so many things are there in this ArcGIS Online. So same, those knowledge at least you should have. Okay, so then it will be easier for you to capture this. Now QGIS, I'm telling why this QGIS is also important. Like so many free organizations, like if it is a commercial organization, they are mostly focused on the E3 products, but some cases some organizations, they are also focused on open source. Okay, so at least you know at least 2 or 3 open source software, it will be a very good options for you. There is a specific if you are interested in remote sensing and data processing, so then obviously you require understanding of the NV. Okay, so NV is a very important software, or ADAS, whatever you can go, NV or ADAS, whatever it will be. Okay, these two are software, usually it is very much required in the GIS remote sensing skill. See why I'm telling this, because I am the specialist on all this particular area. There's a different parts of internships. When you go for the selection of internships, so you should focus on all this, like GIS remote sensing, programming, data analysis, field collections, or cloud computing. Which one is your interest? First you select that. Like my interest is falling on this particular, because I am a application expert. Okay, so they see SNAP, SAR datascape, this is SARscape. So this is some specific you can say the remote sensing data processing techniques. Okay, so that is like my specialization, like microwave data spatial processing is my specialization, hyperspectral data processing is my specialization, thermal data processing is my specialization. So these are the some areas also you require a high advanced level skills, okay, on the data processing. So when you see, if you are strong with the application software, you will be very strong in this all softwares. Okay, so then there is no problem for you if you don't know the programming also. But nowadays for your starting, you required a programming concept, because in our time we have a less competition, but now there is so much competitions. Okay, so that's why at least one programming skill, like either you can go with a Python, or you can go with a Google Earth Engine minimum. So Google Earth Engine is very, nowadays so many things are available in the YouTube, so you can generate this particular skills, so you will get a very easy for the internship parts. Okay, or some specific software like R, MATLAB, Java, and Ideal. So these are also the programmings. Okay, means which any one of this, if you have the knowledge, okay, so it will be very good for you. Okay, now data analysis and visualization, this is something different. Data analysis is actually you have a very strong understanding either on this or this particular software. Now using this, how we'll do the data analysis, that is the skill. So that is the another skill which is you have very important over here. Okay, and field data collection process, how will you collect the field data, okay, and then cloud integrations. Okay, so these are the areas you require a strong knowledge. Now I will come to the talked about the internships. Okay, so now you understand what is the industrial need, what are the key technology and industrial trend is there. Okay, now suppose you are a student and you have 6 months in your hand and you are applying for the internships. So there is a 4 different types of organizations. Okay, so one is the government organizations. Okay, so you can apply the internship for the government organizations like ISRO, NRSC, Geological Survey of India, Forest Survey Department, okay, FSI, so many places are there. Okay, so if you go in a ISRO, so there is the applications of the both of GIS and remote sensing, and there is mostly focused on the environmental applications. Okay, like NRSC, they are focused on more. See, in ISRO there is so many branches will be there. I will show you now individually. I will explain you like each organization how, what is the process and what is the application things. Okay, so but it is in general. The one is the government sector. You can apply internships for your government sector. Second one is research institute and universities. Okay, like so many research institutes will be there, IITs will be there, then IRS will be there. Okay, and so many central universities, they have the geoinformatics special divisions will be there. The professors, they are taking the internships, they have the project suppose, and in that projects they have funding, so they will offer you the internships, and if your performance is good, they will offer you directly for the GRF, and then it can continue up to PhD also. There is so many of my friends that did like that. Okay, so there is the another area of the internship that is called private organizations or GIS firms or startups. That's like there are a lot of companies are there, like ISRI is there, Hexagon is there. Okay, then so many startups is also there. Okay, so there is so many companies are there, so you have to list it out, so which are there. Okay, and there is the environmental organizations is also there. So this is environmental organization, or you can say the NGOs. I usually call it the NGOs. Just like I am working with international NGOs like ICRISAT, International Crop Research Institute for Semi-Tropic. Okay, it's a United Nations headquarter. Okay, they will give it a the payment was very good. In internship, they will give a very good payments. Okay, but maybe the private organization, they will not give you that much good payments. Okay, but these are the international NGOs. They are good. The payment structure is very good, but the skill set is required very high. So that what I will going to explain you after this, like which organizations you have to select and what kind of skill set you require, so that according, and what is the process of applications. So these are the three things which I'm going to show you next. And there is another area, that is a smart city of urban planning projects. Okay, like is a lot of smart city projects is going on around the India. So all these urban planning departments also, they are taking for the internships. Okay, or some companies, they are taking these projects from third party source, and for there under that those project work also you can join as an internship program. Okay, so you have to understand first, or you have to target first, like which area you have to go. You have to go in a government sector, you have to go to research institute, or you have to go it in your GIS firm. Okay, so that you have to select and understand this first. Accordingly you can approach. So there is a like two way, like in our IRS we usually train like this. And suppose if you are some suppose your university, you sometime they will send you, okay, we will go in this particular company. So that is a different thing that I can't help. Okay, so but this is by yourself, if you are doing the study, and you can apply for the internship. So this is the usually the process. Okay, how we're going to apply. So let's see, I will show you the process one, how to find the internships in GIS. Okay, so you see there to applying the GIS internships. Okay, so there is some strategic examples which I showed you here. Okay, so one is the university career service and faculty recommendations. So usually in universities you go with the internships with this, the first options, like university career service will be there. Okay, sorry, I will just go back. University career service will be there. Okay, or some of your faculty, they know the another institute faculty, just like some of my friends who are working in ISRO. So I just requested, okay, see my friend is there, so you can take my students as internships. Okay, so they will tell you the proper process how to apply, and then you can very easily adopt there to get the internships programs. Okay, like mostly in IRS, if you want to do under some professors, so there is another suppose my friend is in a JNU professor, and I requested him, so because I am a professor in JNU, so I sending my students to you for the internship program. So that is a part of internships that they can do in the IRS only. Okay, so that is give you the good idea about the usually how the university career service there means. University career service is also the recruitment cell, what you are actually telling. So they are also contact with the different industries and people, and they will send it to you. This is the one process. Second process you can do by yourself. Okay, like that is the online job portals. Okay, like best is the LinkedIn. Okay, so I don't know how many of you created a proper professional LinkedIn profile. So you have to create a proper LinkedIn professional profile, and during your studies, whatever you are doing, okay, you should have one post in every week. Okay, so there is a proper analysis and examples will be there. Like LinkedIn is not like the Facebook, like, oh, he's my friend, I want to see his profile and that profile. No, you should not do like that. You should give a proper, suppose you are interested in remote sensing, so like I am interested in remote sensing, so I mostly do the post, comments, and lot of video which I uploaded, okay, on this particular area and topics. Why? Because LinkedIn algorithm automatically catch your profile. Okay, so now like around the world I am getting a lot of message, mails, calls, okay, a lot of consultancy opportunities from this particular LinkedIn only. Okay, so this you can use, like if you are properly started this thing from very early, like suppose first 6 months of your geoinformatics you started learning and then continuously posting in your LinkedIn, so your LinkedIn profile will be very strong. So that is the another area where, see, once you will do the post like this now, so automatically the jobs and internships according to your experience automatically come to your job profile. Okay, and from there you can directly apply. Okay, and otherwise you can search like company, you can search like ISRI. If you go in a ISRI, then go in a jobs and then see there is any kind of internships will be there or not. Okay, so if it is there, so from there only you can directly apply. Okay, next is the networking and conference and workshops. So whenever, see, like ISRI, when I was in ISRI, there is a very good conference. I don't know how many of you know about the ISRI user conference. So if you go in our ISRI user conference, okay, so you will get a very good network. Like whoever working in GIS, they are come to that particular conference, and that is the opportunity. Like there is so many companies also coming, they generate a booth. So if you are a student, you go there, go to them, interact with them, just ask them, sir, is there is an internship opportunity? I will be interested on that. Or you show your area of work, like this is the area I am specializing on this. Talk and create your network. So that is the very important part, okay, to get the internships, because direct relationships is always the best thing. So if you make some relationships with some, suppose there is some suppose there usually those conferences the high level people are coming, okay, so you can get a direct interactions to them. So there is, or if it is a low levels also, they can guide you how to the proper process to apply the internships in their organizations. Okay, so that is the easier way to catch the internships. Then third one is the direct applications to the organizations. Like few organizations, like if you see very big organizations like Google, or you can say some time of NASA. Some of my friend, they went for internship to the NASA also. So for that you have to directly contact with some scientists or professors, okay, who have a very good funding and they are working on, suppose there is so many IITs professors working in a specific work, like in a deep learning specific work, they are actually putting, if you go in their profile you will see there what area you are working and what are the current projects they are going on. If some current project which you feel that is your lying with your interest, okay, so then directly approach for that. Okay, same like NASA also, so many scientists are working, or ISRO, so many scientists are working. So if you found someone is very directly approach, so that is easier for you to capture. So first one is, it depends on your university, and all this other is by yourself how you are going to apply this. Okay, and there is a open source project contributions is also there, so that also you can contribute and get opportunity to work on those open source projects. Okay, but I will not prefer this. Preferable is these 4 techniques. Okay, now I will come to the different organizations. What is the process? I will give you one examples for each organization types, okay, so that it will give you the property. So first thing is the space organization like ISRO, okay, and there is space startups. So I will give you one example of, there is one startups that is called Pixels, okay, this is space. Okay, so this is the process of the internships. So in ISRO there is a many different centers, okay, so one regional remote sensing center is there, SAC is there, IRS is there, then international, that is one, another one is the Indian Institute of Space Science and Technology is there. So all these different organizations, they are actually taking the internships of BE, BTech, ME, MTech, MSc people, or PhD level also, just like I finished my PhD under ISRO. Okay, so that like that also you can join. Okay, but this is the criteria. Okay, so if you see maximum duration is 45 days if you are to go for the short terms. Okay, it's a minimum like this, and aggregate you required minimum 60% in ISRO. Okay, and CGPA is 6.3 out to 10 out of 10. Okay, so that is its minimum criteria. If you go in a ISRO these websites, okay, so you will get all the informations, and there is a specific timing of the ISRO projects which is coming up. Okay, so you can apply through, but the better is first you talk to some scientist over that particular organizations, okay, and you see he is interested to taking you or not. So if it is interested, so then it will be more easier for you to get this, because it is a competition. Okay, so around India so many people are applying in ISRO. Okay, to getting up it, so you can make a relationships with that particular scientist or professor so who is working in ISRO, so then it will be easier for you to capture those particular things. Okay, So now this is the IRS process I am telling you, because this is a specific IRS, but that is for ISRO all the centers. Like RRSC also you can apply the same process which I showed you earlier one. So now this one is the specific for IRS. So IRS you just need every year there is a application forms. The criteria is the same what you say, but here you can do the maximum 1 year projects also. Okay, IRS is giving you the options to do 1 year project also, just like PhD you are doing. Suppose 1 year you want to do in IRS, yes, you can do that. Okay, so that is also there. Okay, and the selection depend on the availability of the seats and the faculty consent in IRS that you see here. IRS you have these options. Okay, like you can contact with the faculties, and then under faculty you just see what are the projects is going on, and if you are interested in that projects, maybe, yeah, and you something you did some projects, some articles you are already published already, suppose before going the internships. So easy, though professor or the scientists, they are very much welcoming you. Okay, because you are already worked on that particular area. Okay, so what are the things are required? You see here the signed stamps, declaration, 3 passport size photographs, valid. So these are the important documents which you have to upload in that form. Okay, and this applications is opening on 31st October to 31st March. So these are the time of that particular application of calendar. Okay, and submit the application, so you can directly post to this particular institute, these organizations. Okay, and the selection process, which the student will receive the confirmations by mail, just like I'm got for the MTech, so that I got by mail. Okay, so if you are not selected also, you will not be informed. Okay, this is very clear here. And this is the IRS. If you go this particular link, okay, so you will get all the detail, all this whatever I'm saying you to. Okay, so by individually you can see this. So this is the space, means in ISRO, if you want to come for the internships, all the RRSC, all the SAC and the institute like IRS and IST. So these are the process. Okay, now the next is the application process in a pixel. So this is the space startups. Lot of space startups will be there. Pixels will be there, Satsure will be there. Now Agnikul are also there. So those are basically, see, in the space industries is very good in India. Like startups, we have a lot of startups. Few are, they are working on the creating the rocket fuels, then satellites, then sensor, and if your area of focus is the applications. Okay, so in application area, Pixels is working very good. They are already sending the, suppose more than 10 or 20 satellites. Okay, hyperspectral 3-meter resolutions and high temporal resolutions you are getting here, and they are so huge demand of applications. So this is the current position which is going on. So if you go in a visit to Pixels, okay, sites like this particular links, or you can go in a LinkedIn, search the Pixels, go there, okay, and from the jobs you can apply for the internships. That also you can do. Okay, so this is the current position which is came out for that, so you can apply. So like that, you have the Satsure, you have the RMSI, you have the RMS. So all these space startup organizations also the same process you do, but here you require more focus on the skill. You see the strong programming knowledge, they are mention it. Okay, so this is when you are applying in industry. So when you are applying in the research institute, you require more theoretical knowledge. Okay, less practical knowledge is fine, but when you are applying in industry, you require a strong software skill or programming knowledge. Okay, so you see these are the criteria in main. Okay, and the process is same, like resume you can create, academic transcriptions, mark sheet is required, and SOP. Okay, the purpose, what purpose you are actually applying for this. Okay, and then you can go in their official websites, and then you can upload your documents and wait for the selection process, and they will call you the interview. Okay, the selected candidate will call for the interview. And you see they are giving a very good benefits like health insurance, they are giving unlimited flexibility, relocation assistance, work from home facility, hybrid. So this in internship mode also you will get this much options. Okay, so these are the very good companies, they will get you this like this. Similarly, like GIS organization internships, like I'm giving you example of the ISRI because I'm working there, so I will start with the ISRI. So ISRI, you see, you will get a potential transformations experience, like you will get a cutting edge GIS technology. Okay, so you will get all the softwares, all the technology, so many training materials. So you will not able to finish this much training what you want to take in your fully 2 years. So you can learn in that particular 6 months during time of your internships. Okay, so that options you have in the ISRI. Okay, and then the workplace diversity, collaborations with your seniors, so many projects, so many different types of work. But obviously which particular center you are working, so that is also important. Like all centers as different, like we have around the India, all the particular centers are there, so you have to choose the proper center. Means it's not on you actually, it's on the ISRI demands. You can apply accordingly, you have to send them that particular locations. Okay, so learn the industry experts, because there is in ISRI we already worked 15-16 years or 5-10 years on that particular industry in this particular field. They will going to teach you, okay, or they will guide you to do the processing, so obviously you will be very sharp. And the opportunity for the pre-placement offer, so this is the most interesting in ISRI. Like if you are selected for the internships, so you just think like you will get the job, but yes, it's not 100% as adopt. Okay, so out of 100, 90% adopt. I'm telling about 90%. Like if you got selected for the internships, so there is a chances for you to got the jobs in ISRI directly. Okay, so for this some criteria will be there, like 18 years, enroll full-time government jobs. Okay, so that you can recognition degree, sorry, that you required, or written permissions from the institute. This is compulsory. Without that you can't apply. Okay, so you should have a written permissions, or there is some collaborations with your institute to this, so then only you can, there is a chances for you to get internships. Or some there is another way you can apply. Like in ISRI we have every year we have a scholarships. Okay, so if you apply for the scholarships, okay, for a certain particular project, so if you are selected with that project and if you got the scholarships, so you can directly apply to our head Arvind Thakur or someone to for your, like you are selected for the scholarship and more interested for the internships. So like that it is easier for you to get adopt in the ISRI. If either you have collaborations with the ISRI and get the options with your institute, this is a one process. Second is ISRI getting some opportunity, they will, there's a vacancy, they will show you in the internships, LinkedIn, you directly applying. And third one is this one. Okay, like you select for the scholarships, you are already well aware knowledge about ISRI products, and you are directly applying for the internships. Okay, so these are the three processes to get options in this. Similarly, there's HireMap is also there. HireMap is also very renowned organizations. Okay, so they are also working with the cutting edge mapping. Okay, real world experience. Okay, industrial experts, opportunity for the full-time placements. Okay, so all these things will be there. And for that also you need to go to the HireMap portal and you have to apply. So this is the two organization I am showing. You have endless good means what do you say, companies there, like RMS is there, MSI is there. Okay, then you can go with the TCS, Wipro. Sometimes they also having the project internships options. Okay, but these are very limited in that. In service industry it will be very limited. Okay, but you have options, like so many people are adopted now in Cognizance. Okay, but again it's required your institute level, you need to make a relations with that particular industries. Okay, so then you have a chances for the more. Now there is another good area where you will get a very good payment, that is called international NGOs. But now the funding was little bad because of the US government issues. But yes, their scholarships are very good. It's minimum starting from 25,000 to, okay, so this is a minimum starting. It's more, maybe the more, it's maybe the more 45 or something, but it is the minimum startings. Okay, so like WRI, I'm giving an example. So many organizations like WRI is there, ICRISAT is there, IKI-MOD is there. Okay, so many organizations will be there under this. Okay, so you have to know. Then agroforestry department will be there. Okay, so many things are there. That is I forget the name, one of my friend is working there. So this in internships you can apply. So you have to go their websites, or you can go in a LinkedIn and go in their profile and see the jobs. Okay, so there also they will put, like this is the current job which is coming out. Okay, maybe it was yesterday they will post it, but I will give you this idea because how this is the same process, a rolling basis. Means every year the deadlines will come and the new post will going to they will create, and there is a continuation of the project, so another people will going to join. So like that also they will try to finish the projects. Okay, so that is the reason they will give you the very good amount, because it is a part of the project work which you will do and work. Okay, so GIS Intel will be the part of the road safety and urban transport. This is one example. This current project which you are going to work. So this is another, is like you will get a real world experience, okay, of the projects. Okay, so then here you require more focus on the research analysis, as you've seen here. Okay, here technical skill is fine, required, but you require to conduct the data exploration, quantitative research, complex data access, specialization modeling, okay, geospatial analysis, and create visualization, and contribute the reports, works, and blog posts. So many things. Means not only the software skill, you require the writing skill, you require the presentable skill. Okay, all these things also required in this, because you are handling a project, you will going to present, you will collect the data, you will do the analysis, everything you do by yourself. So it is a good option to start your career, because here it will be sharp, because you will interact with the international people. Okay, so who are coming from the US or something. Okay, so that, and in front of them you will going to present your work. Okay, so it is a very good place to start your internships. But getting these are really very difficult. Okay, as I'm telling you, but because you see here technical supports like outreach, so this they have percentage, they will calculate everything for you, like developer dashboards, interactive math. So these are specific skills which is required. They will tell you clearly, and you should have that skill, then only they will give you internship, otherwise they will not. Okay, then you have to write a proper cover letter. You should know, because international these organizations, the cover letter writing style is different, so you have to write a proper cover letter. Okay, like writing of sample reports, if you have published a paper or some articles, or you write up something in published in the LinkedIn, so that also there's a good write up, you can give that, or some blogs you are written, so post it, send them. Okay, they will understand your writing skills. So these are very important there. Okay, so now the steps of application process you see here: visit WRI site, search. This process is same for all these international organizations. Okay, so this is the example of the international organizations. Now the research institute internships. This research institute is very clear, like IRS, IITs. Okay, I'm talking about them. Okay, so in IITs you understand, like they want a very good skills on your knowledge. One is the knowledge, and very sharp in a particular research area. Okay, so if you go, suppose the remote sensing, so advanced level remote sensing. Okay, if you go in a deep learning, so you are very good in a programming and coding. So they will mention everything in their websites what they want actually. So but in general, minimum academic preference, if you see, these are the undergraduate and graduate program, you can directly apply, but you need to see their internship should come out. Okay, so they will put advertisement, like so many IITs are there: IIT Gandhinagar, IIT Kharagpur, IIT Mumbai. Okay, so these are the area where the remote sensing will be there. IIT Kanpur. Okay, so all these areas with the remote sensing will be there, so you can apply like. So you see, online applications, complete online application process with IIT internship portals. Okay, and then only you can apply. So it's a deadlines will be there, and accordingly the results will come out. Okay, the selection process. So these are the IITs. All these blues, if you see, though have areas where you can directly apply for the internships. Okay, so few are there where you will get the remote sensing and GIS. Like IIT Bombay is very good for remote sensing. Kanpur is very good for the remote sensing. Okay, like now IIT Bhubaneswar is very good on atmospheric remote sensing. Okay, so these are the Ropar is very good on remote sensing and ground applications. Okay, so many things are there. So different IITs, they are specific professors who are working in a different area. So that you have to check. Okay, and accordingly you have to apply for the internships, so then it will be easier for you. Now the startup organizations. Okay, so this is the another area which you have chances to get the internship very easily, but here you may need to move out of the Kolkata. Okay, because no chances, I didn't found any good startups in India. Yes, it is there, Shishi Radar is there, like Dr. Tapas Mitra sir in our ISRO, very big scientist. I don't know you heard about the Shishi Radar or not. Just contact him. Okay, just see, sir, I am interested in the SAR data processing. Okay, and I want to join internships and you. So go and ask. So those are the startups. Okay, so they want, suppose help. Okay, hands, and those the means if the startups, the brain will be very good, so that you have to check the profile of those people who are means running these startups. So then you have a very good opportunity to learn. So whatever I give you example of the Pixel, so that is earlier it was a startup, now it is a very good company. But when I was 5 years 6 years back, I'm following that company, so that time it was a startup. Just like this is one of example of a very good company where my friend was there, so they have started this. Now there is a very good progress, so they are Garuda, you can apply there, okay, for the applications. So they are working, like process is given there, like all this startups you have to contact directly by their mail ID, HR mail. You have to go find out the best startups, okay, for working with the latest technology. Like these startups is basically working on deep learning, machine learning, application development, okay, all this particular area this startup is working. Satsure is mostly working on, suppose, agriculture monitoring, okay, the modeling, crop prediction, yield predictions, climate change modeling. So those Satsure is very good. RMSI also very good in agroanalytics. Okay, so that is mostly the precision agriculture applications. So those startups, they are working on that. Okay, so RMS is mostly working on the risk analyst. Okay, then PwC, Deloitte, all these have the options for the what is called disaster monitoring, okay, or risk analytics. So those areas is a very good, okay, for the particular in the terms of internships. So you just find out their HR mail ID. Any organization, if you are applying, find out the HR mail ID, send them mail. Or if you find that particular organizations, okay, go to the LinkedIn, see there in the jobs there is a internship option, it will be there, not. Or if you find that company and find that company who is the HR, who is the CEO, okay, who is the head, like a CTO, okay, or director, you can send mail directly to them. There's no problem if you are directly approaching. If they reply, it's good. If they don't reply, no problem. You can try for some other company, some other organizations. But at least you approach. So that is the right process. Now you have options, like in LinkedIn, we can directly contact to anyone. So you should know how to apply this technology, how to apply to, how to reach to those particular, mainly thing is networking. That's why the conference, if you come, there is a lot of Geospatial conference. Like now in Dubai, we are having the ISPRS conference. Around the world, people are coming. ISRO, NASA, JAXA, ESA, all are coming. So it's a very good opportunity for me to interact all the people around the world in remote sensing. So that is what you have to generate to get a very good internships, okay, like networking. So this is the career path. Now, once you selected for some internships, so which career path you can select? Just like I am a remote sensing scientist, simply. I'm working, my focus from the start onwards, I want to build my career on this particular area, and I did that. So that will be in your head. For a starting, you can join with any of this, okay, like analyst, remote sensing, cartograph. So whatever the best options or first options you will get for your level, you will have no choice, because whatever the first level you are getting, so just join for that. Yes, you have a choice. If you get in that area, then it is well and good. But if you are not getting, the best option is whatever you are getting, go for it. But it should be in your mind, like what the future you want to be. Either you are just GIS analyst. Just my profile is analyst, GIS remote sensing analyst, and a remote sensing data scientist. So that is my area of specializations. And presently, that I think long before, and I shape my career in this particular area. So this is the areas which you can develop your skill, and you focused on them particular, once you have a 3-4 years experience, so you can focus on a particular part, okay, which will be sharpened. Okay, like either you have a special data scientist, so you should focus on that particular area. Increase your skill on that particular. If you target everything I want to do, so then it will be difficult for you to cope up. Okay, so one particular area you choose, and then, but this is after 3-4 years, I'm telling. Okay, not now. Now, whatever opportunity you are getting, just go for it. So there is some kind of certification. Just like, see, if you are very intelligent, if you are very good in ArcGIS Pro or something, you can, within this 2 years period, if you able to finish one certification, like ISRI certification we have, Okay, this is called ISRI ArcGIS Pro certification. So if you finish that before your internships, okay, before your 2 years course, is a very difficult exam. Okay, it's a 20,000 for each exam price. But if you clear this is called industrial examinations. So if you clear these examinations, so not only the internships, getting jobs also very easily for you. Okay, so if you have, suppose you are applying in ISRI India and you already have one certifications, if you show, no, why ISRI India? ISRI will directly hire you. Means hire you means chances of internships will be more. Okay, so this is what the area I will try to focus. Means if you have a confident, like you have a very good skill set in ArcGIS Pro, so go for the certification. Okay, so you can give the certification exam in any time in the year. Just book it, give the exam. So if you pass out, so it will be a jackpot for you. So that's all from my side. So if you have any questions now, you can ask. Yeah. Yes.
Thank you, sir. It was such an enriching webinar. So the Q&A session is open for the students. So I request them to come forward and ask their doubts to sir.
Hello, sir.
Yes.
I am Devorshi Shah.
Hmm.
Currently, I am studying MSc Geoinformatics at Adamas University. Sir, my question is, in a private organization, what kind of work we have to do there?
So that's what I am just telling in this particular 2 hours. Like if you see the private organizations, all are depends on what kind of projects they have presently. Okay, so maybe there is a lot of private organizations, they are working in a different areas which I mentioned, like maybe the agriculture, maybe the water resource, maybe the utility mapping, maybe the urban planning. Okay, so in that particular means if you go in a websites and you see their projects, okay, so that you can get an idea like what the projects they are actually doing. So there is a chances like they will give you work on that. Okay, because private organizations, they will not give you chance to do the separate research. Yes, you can do the separate research with the work, you can do the separate research also, that also you can do. Like in ISRI, people are actually doing like they are giving you some work which is a part of the work, but with that they will give chances to you to do something new from that particular project, some new techniques. Maybe you develop, you read some articles or papers or something, you develop some models and you apply it in their project, so it will be easier for them to test that particular model. Okay, so this is the way how the private organizations, they have giving you the internship options. Yeah. Yes.
Hello, sir.
Thank you.
Yeah, please let me know.
Good evening, sir.
Yeah, good evening.
Sir, this is Basir Ali. Currently, I am pursuing PhD in Geography from Jamia Millia Islamia, New Delhi. Sir, in research, it's basically needs to operate advanced level of analysis in terms of GIS. It can be hyperspectrals, remote sensing, micro remote sensing, or any forms optical. So that's why I have to recover where I have to go for advanced level of analysis in remote sensing. Basically, SAR polarimetry, SAR interferometry. That type of training I have to record, sir.
Yes. See, now this technology is very well aware. You will get it lot of study material. Okay, YouTube's also, and so many people also providing training on that. Okay, so Udemy also, you will get lot of courses. Okay, so like see this interferometry, then differential interferometry, polarimetric interferometry, so many things are there in the SAR. Specifically, I'm talking about SAR. So that you can develop a skill. Okay, so like they will teach you how to process those data sets. Okay, but if you tell them to do the project for you, so then they may not be guide you on that, okay, but how to do the processing, okay, this type of data processing, how to do, okay, so that kind of training you will get and available, okay, like from ISRI we are actually providing the training on the SARS, Sarscape, polarimetry, differential interferometry and all those techniques, okay, but the thing is there is what we given in a very specific software called Sarscape, but Sarscape is a very costly software, you may not get freely available. If you get a crack, then it's well and good, otherwise it will be very difficult for you to learn those technology. Another one is there is called SNAP, which I showed you. Like in SNAP also we have options, but not the all types of data you can able to process. Like if you go for the Sarscape, you have options for all types, like polarimetry, interferometry, and all types of SAR data. It's not like the only Sentinel. Like here in SNAP, the problem is open source, but it is only work on the, suppose, the Sentinel or Allos Pulsar. Not much options for other satellite data. Yes.
Research.
So that's what I'm telling now. Like there is not options. Resat you can't mark much on the SNAP. Okay, so there's less options. So if you go into for the Resat, then you have to go with the NV Sarscape or some other, like ISRO also providing some kind of open source software. So you can use that, like Pulsar Pro is there. Okay, so Quest is there. So you can Nest is there. So those kind of data sets also you can process in that. But you have to understand like which satellite data is able to pre-process in that particular software. It is possible or not. Like all the data types will not supported by all the softwares. So that is the challenge. Like this type of specific training, the main problem is like that. Just suppose hyperspectral. If you go in a hyperspectral, so hyperspectral you require a very strong software like NV. Okay, so if you have the NV, then you can do a lot of types of spectral properties, spectral analysis, atmospheric correction module is also required. Okay, so that you have to understand before you select some object. Some topic. First thing you have to check the availability of data. Even the if you see for the interferometric data is not very easy. So because if you go for the Sentinel, suppose, the results will not come that much good. Okay, so the interferometry, if you're not getting high resolution image and you are taking some topic, like I will go into work on the interferometry, okay, so your results will not come properly. So what, after 6 months, 7 months, you will not get any results. So while you will change the topic. So before start any project, you should know about what the data, how we'll get the data, how we're going to pre-process it, what is the software is required. Okay, all these things you first search, do the work. If you did some work, some sample work, if you make a ready, then think about taking those type of projects. Because in ISRO we are having, so we have all types of software, we have all type of data, or presently whatever I am working, I have all type of data sets, all type of softwares, so I can able to do that work. But if you are as a student level, you are starting working, so maybe your institute you don't have those options. So before taking the those, you have to understand that. Yeah.
Okay, sir, I got it. Thank you so much.
Yeah,
Sir.
welcome.
Sir, there's a question in the chat box from Sneha Samanto. Sir, as an intern, where can I get good career opportunities related to urban planning?
Yeah. See, urban planning, there is a lot of organizations will be there. Okay, so one is in Delhi, there is a, I just forget the name about that, that is UIDA something. That is the organizations, if you are interested in a government, they are actually working on that. And if you see, there is a lot of smart city mapping projects. So if you search the smart city mapping project, okay, and find out which organization or which private company they are working on these projects. Just like one example I'm giving you in West Bengal, that called NeoGeo something. Okay, so NeoGeo, there is a private company, they are working on smart city mapping in Guwahati and Assam. So those projects you can join. Okay, so you can apply, you can contact to them and ask them if there is an internship opportunity. So the main thing is, if they will not pay you, so if you go, then Guwahati and all cost of is actually you. So you have to think like that. Like if you are working with that, means you should talk to them before. Like if you will going there, they should pay you like that. Okay, so you should be very clear on that. Otherwise, if you go in a governments, obviously the governments most of the times they are not going to pay you. Okay, so everything is for your cost. Only few governments maybe they will give you, if they in the projects they will get the money. Otherwise most of the time you have to go by yourself. Yeah.
So, sir, there is one more question in the chat box.
Hmm.
Nowadays, freelance GIS mapping and GIS service provider also considered as source of income. So, how can we reach out to clients or to the organizations where we can take the projects?
Yeah.
Also, how we can build credibility to secure the projects from the targeted clients?
Yeah, that's something. See, the main thing of this is basically the LinkedIn. Okay, so you make this LinkedIn very strong. Like as I told you, like I am getting a lot of consultancy work. Okay, and then specific lecture and training opportunities. So I'm getting just because of a proper LinkedIn profile you have to maintain and create. Okay, if you are starting some organizations or startups or freelancing, whatever you are doing, how people will know that you are working in what particular area? You have to market yourself, or you have to market your organization, or you have to market your work. Okay, like what you are actually doing. So marketing is very important thing for you. Like if you have money, so you can go with like post like in Facebook and LinkedIn, so many paid advertisement will be there, but I will not prefer that. So best options will be the LinkedIn post. You can go with the regular post, whatever the people who are working on your area, like which you want to focus on some particular projects. Okay, so check that those people or startups who are working on this particular area, check their profile from their contacts, send them contact interest, and regularly checks what the projects they are doing. Try to create some projects, some sample, or you can say pilot project, and you post it in that particular LinkedIn and tags those peoples who are actually working or interested in this type of projects. Tags them directly. Okay, so then it will be easier for you to focus on the focus or the area which you are working. Okay, so they can directly monitor you. Okay, and then the conference and the lectures, you have to go in a different conference, you have to present your project. So that is another area, it's called marketing. Okay, so in a conference you can take a booth, okay, and present your work, okay, what you are actually doing. Usually the startups, they are doing that only. So if you are doing a freelancer, so you can also make like a small booth you can take, and these are the areas you can work. So if you go in so many conferences, so it will be very easier for you to get a network. Okay, and then you will get a more projects. And there is so many websites also, like Fiverr and so many other profiles also there. So you can go there also and create a profile, okay, in Fiverr. Okay, and from regularly you can get a project from the Fiverr types of open source platforms where this type of freelancing work is actually coming. So many are there, so you can apply from there also. Yeah.
Sir, good evening, sir.
Yeah.
So I have pursued my MSc in geography. So how do I integrate into the career of geoinformatics? Means what are my opportunities as a geographer to go into the field of geoinformatics?
Yeah. So there is a
I only had a special paper in remote sensing and GIS for about 1 year. I do not know all the things about geoinformatics and the requirements. So how do I integrate myself?
So best way is, you see, there's a two way. Either you can take some place a certification or the diploma course, okay, after the MSc. Okay, so that will be easier for you to get a degree. But if you don't want to suppose spend the money on the diploma or something, then you can go with the Udemy, okay, or some organizations which is giving you the certification course in a very minimum charges. Okay, so do those type of course more, like or you can see the ISRI. Okay, suppose the ISRI, my ISRI will be there. If you go in a my ISRI, so many free projects, training courses are there. Do the courses and posted it in your LinkedIn as much as you posted. Okay, like 20, 30, whatever the certifications you want, you can do it. Open source free platforms, whatever there is courses will be there. So all the like 20, 30, 40, whatever you have options, you can make the training on that. Okay, so the two things it will happen. One is it will increase your skill on the GIS or remote sensing. Okay, these are small free courses. Okay, you can get it. Second is continuously you can see watches the different types of channels, just like my one also, like there is space remote sensing GIS, like so many other people also there. So watch those videos. Okay, try to make some videos on that and post it in LinkedIn by yourself. Okay, so then the company will understand you are not only the MSc holder, you have a very good strong understanding about your GIS and remote sensing data processing techniques. So you have to increase your certifications. Either you can go with the diploma or something, or you can go with all the free certifications. All these free certificates should be visible in your LinkedIn, okay, or as in your skill set you should add that, okay. So in the CV when you prepared, you will mention like you are already did the certification, all these courses or different skill sets which you are gathered from these particular trainings, okay. So then it will be easier for you to capture any industry job in GIS.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
There is one more request from one participant, Shreya Nandi. She is asking that whether this PPT will be available or shared with them or not.
Yeah, okay, I will share it too, and this video also you will get in YouTube, so no problem. Okay, I will send it to this PPT too. I will send it to you. Okay, so and you please share to all of them. Yeah. Any more questions? Okay, so I hope all done. So this PPT I will send it to you you in the mail ID. Okay, so no problem. And this is my contact number and this is my mail ID. So if you have any queries, you can reach out to me. Okay, so no problem.
Sir,
Yeah, please let me know.
sir, one thing I want to know, sir. Sir, which software is good for image processing? Either it should be
There is no such
NV or Android.
there is no such questions like this. Okay, so all softwares are good, all having their own capability and advantages. Okay, so thing is on you, how much knowledge you have to apply the software. So that is very important. Okay, there is not like this software is best or this software is that. Okay, so it's not like that. It's on the person who are actually handling the software. Okay, so if you are very good in a data processing, you can do with any data, any software I will give you, you can do the processing, because the concept, understanding of the concept is very important. Okay, so if you give me the any open source softwares also, I can able to work. Maybe it will take 2-3 days to understanding the software, because if I know the concept, like what I am going to do, that is very important here. Okay,
Yes.
so image processing, the concept is very important. Okay, like radiometric calibrations, radiometric data processing, atmospheric correction. So if you know about this, okay, so then you can do in any software. That's all.
Sir,
Yeah.
sir, can you provide a list of private organizations for applying
See-
internships or jobs?
See, I'm telling you, like in the PPT, see, there is a 4 group I showed you. Okay, so you can't say like that private organization list. Okay, so you can go in the first in the way which you are have to focus. Like if you are focusing over the government organization or private organization or NGO or IITs. Okay, so you first focus that. Then go to the GA, means if you directly go in a Google also, directly search the GIS internship. Just type that. Okay, so because all the GIS company, they don't have internships. Okay, they will not reply you also. So why to wasting time? So you type the GIS internships. So whatever the companies are you will coming in the first, you go and search on that. And first you search on their websites, or if you are not getting, go in a LinkedIn, their profile, and then search. Okay, like if you search like GIS companies, you will get so many companies. Okay, 100 companies will be there, and there is no existence of that company also, that is also show you in a Google. Okay, so don't go like that. Okay, so otherwise we'll be very confused. So first just type GIS internships. So first 5 or 6 or 7, whatever it is showing in a Google, you check that. And if you search some other good companies like TCS, Wipro and all those, go in a LinkedIn, search there also any internships is coming up there or not. Okay, so like this way, or the startups companies, just like GIS startups of India, just search like that in Google and see what are the startups is coming, and then go their websites, check the projects. Is there good company, they have the regular projects. Okay, or not. If you find, okay, this company is doing this type of projects, they have a very good of clients, okay, then check the review of that company. Okay, Glassdoor is there, go there, check the review of those companies. Okay, then go in a LinkedIn, check their reviews. Okay, if you find all this fine, then only select the company for application of internships. Otherwise they will just call you without pay, they will do just detachment and go. Okay, so don't apply arbitrarily. Okay.
Okay, sir. Thank
Yeah,
you.
yeah, welcome.
Sir,
Yeah.
one of the students have posted a question asking that they do not have good level of experience. So the certification courses that you spoke about, which were to be added in the CV, could be added by someone else too. Then what shall be the special thing added in the CV that they get selected? I mean, what shall increase the weight of the CV of a particular participant to get their chances higher for selection?
See, there is nothing called certification you have, that means you have the skills. Okay, so it's all about your confidence, okay, and the presentability in the interview. Because one day or just seeing the CV, they can't understand that how much skills you have. But yes, if you are very strong technically, okay, the people, suppose I am taking many interviews, but when I will take the interviews, I will ask some questions. By that I can understand what the basics understanding of that particular technology he has or not. So try to create your skills, try to focus over your presentability, try to focus over your communication. Okay, try to focus over your like softer skills. Okay, so if you strong that, whatever the area you strong, you try to focus those things in your CV, and it should be visible in your LinkedIn profile. Okay, so like how you strong knowledge on that particular skills which you mention in your CV, HR will check in your LinkedIn profile. So that you have to uh, make a bonding between your LinkedIn profile and the CVs. Okay, so because another thing is there is a AI based CVs now they are actually checking. Okay, so you have to sometime people are creating those AI based CVs. Okay, to avoid the cancellation part. So that you have to do. Okay, sometime you have to do that. If you are in general you are applying for the job, so, but those are mostly for jobs, not for the internships, I will tell. Because here we are focusing on the internships, the internships in that CVs. Okay, so if you have this much skills, okay, data processing and all those, so there is a chances for selections. But if you are asking for the jobs, then you have to think about this AI rejections techniques. Okay, so how to avoid the AI rejections, and basically for each jobs you have to prepare a separate CV. Okay, to because the job JDs are different, so whatever the JDs are there, so if you are strong knowledge on that particular JD, so add those key points in your CV, otherwise your CV will not select. Okay, so this is what you have to do.
Thank you, sir. So until now, there are no more questions in the chat box.
Yeah.
Any other participants would like to ask anything to sir?
Thank you.
I think, sir, there are no more questions.
Okay.
So it has been an encouraging session, an interesting session. The interaction between the students as well as with you has been so much informative. So we are very thankful for your presence and the way you have handled the session.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, all. Thank you. I hope this will be the
Thank
useful session for all. Thank you.
Most welcome, sir.
Okay.